Hi guys, welcome to session 1 of our videos. You should hopefully all have the information emailed through and have collected your books if you didn't already have them from the Academy. We're going to look at vocabulary first. So for some of you this will be new vocabulary, depends whether you were in on Thursday last week. So in your student books, I want you to turn to page 48. Because we are looking at phrasal verbs, all to do with travel. So on page 48, where you can see vocabulary, we have some sentences with our phrasal verbs in. And we're going to match them to the meanings. Now, if you want to turn to page 131, right at the bottom, we have our Unit 8, and our phrasal verbs go over onto the next page as well. So that's all your unit vocabulary on pages 131 and 132, explaining what the phrasal verbs mean. Okay, so I will explain some of them, but if you need to take a reference in the back of the book, you can do. So our first one is to look around. That's quite self-explanatory. If you're walking around a city, we're looking around at the sights. I'll take a look around. To take us around, a split phrasal verb, so take around, take us around, where we're asking, can you take us around the city? Can you drive us somewhere so we can access points? Can you drive us around the city, basically? Our stay over is our sleepover, to stay at somebody's house overnight. Check in, one you should have come across before. So checking in is what we do when we get to a hotel. So we've made our reservation, we turn up at the hotel and we do all the check-in things, which is filling in papers, paying, that kind of thing. So to get away is to go on a short vacation, a short getaway. So I need to get away, or I'm going to get away for a few days. So a short break. Check out, the opposite of check in. So what you do when you leave a hotel, you check out. Maybe do the payment there, hand the keys back, those kind of things. So we've got check in to a hotel and check out of a hotel, the opposites. To get around, rather than for somebody to take you around, that's yourself doing it. I'm going to get around the city by bus. I'm going to get around the city by scooter. I'm going to get around the country in a hire car. So to go around, but self-reliant. See off, I think it's self-explanatory from the sentence, to see somebody off, to wave them goodbye at the airport or the train station, to take them there and see them off, to say goodbye to them. And a stopover, maybe a one-night stop on a long journey. If you've got a long train journey and you take one night stop off in Paris on your way to Antwerp, it's a one-night stopover or a stop off. Okay, so those are our phrasal verbs. Again, page 131 in the back of your books if you need a written explanation. If you can now, still in this book, complete exercises 1 and 2. So number 1, as I explained before, is matching these sentences with our vocabulary with these sentences here, which are our explanations. Once you've done that, if you go on to exercise 2 in the yellow box, where you are completing the text with the correct form of phrasal verbs in the exercise. So you're using the phrasal verbs from here to complete this exercise here. Some may need to be changed into a different form. Okay? So that's your vocabulary work for this unit, for today's session. So guys, moving on to grammar then. We're just going to do a quick recap of the grammar for our future, our plans and intentions in the future, and then it's going to be some exercises for you to complete in the workbooks. So first of all, in your students' books, can you please go to page 48, the same page as we've been working on for vocabulary, but this time, top of the page in our grammar, we have our grammar box. You've completed it already, you've done exercises with this, so we're just going to have a quick recap of the tenses that we're using. First of all, we're using present simple, and we're using present continuous. We'll use going to and will. Okay, so remembering our present simple is for our timetabled events. Present continuous are plans or our activities, our arrangements that we've made, but generally with a time reference. So I'm playing football at the weekend, our time reference at the weekend. Going to is the plans we've made. I'm going to go to my parents at the weekend. I'm going to go shopping next Saturday. Going to. It's used a lot in future. And our other one is our spontaneous decision, whether we're speaking or whether we're writing it, our will. Often used with think. So, I think I'll have pizza tonight. I will go to the shops later. Our will, we've made that decision for writing it or saying it there and then. That's our will. Okay, so you guys should be fine with those because you've written and used all those rules before. So now I want you to go to your workbooks, and we're on page 34 of our workbooks, titled Grammar. You should already have completed number 1 in here. So we're going to look at exercise 2, and in this you're just choosing the correct answer, so marking the correct answer. Number 3, you're completing the sentences with the correct future forms and your own ideas. Okay, so you've got to make the sentences up in the correct forms, please. And number 4, you're correcting the mistakes in these sentences and writing in the correct form, or if you think it's correct already, just put a tick next to it. Okay? So those are the exercises that I want you to complete for the grammar today. Okay, so that's vocabulary and grammar done. Our next section today is a listening. Now in your workbooks, yes I did say workbooks, can you please turn to page 35? So you have a listening around the world in your workbooks. Now as it's detailed on the email that was sent you, there should be a link at the bottom after all the sessions. After session 4, it should have in the email access to the web and a link here. So this will take you to cambridge.org/prepare audio. Now remember you're using Prepare 6. We are Unit 8, and it's the listening for Unit 8, around the world. Okay, so what I want you to do is to complete the page, follow the instructions on each one, using the listening for 4 and 5 where it's necessary. I will just double check. Yes, the whole page, please. Yeah, some of them won't take very long at all, and it's number 4 and 5 that you need the listening for. Okay, so that's everything, guys. My email is at the top of this email that you've been sent. So if you need to contact me at Becky.Inuse.Prepare6.Session1, and hopefully you won't have any problems with these, but please don't hesitate to email if you need any extra help. Okay, take care then, guys. I'll see you next session.